Thank you for joining the Author Spotlight Show. My name is Gail Watson, founder and CEO of Women Speakers Association and WSA Publishing, a place that is dedicated to sharing and promoting the gifted messages of women in over 120 countries. When we open our hearts to the world and lead with empathy, we are unstoppable. And we want to shine the spotlight today on an inspiring woman who is doing just that. She is transforming the lives of those around her through loving dedication and compassion. Today, I have the proud honor of introducing you to two-time best-selling author and co-author of Voices of the 21st Century, Kate Chambati. Welcome to the show, Kate.
Hi, Gail, and thank you so much for that awesome introduction. Wow, thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Oh, fantastic. And we're honored to have you here. So, Kate, you are such a gift to this world in the good works that you do. And since knowing you, you have always been about other people and women and inspiring them and helping them grow. But we know that you gain that inspiration from someone very special in your life, and you share about her in your upcoming story. So why don't let's look behind the curtain in here, and please share with us what inspired you to share about your story.
So my mom is my greatest inspiration. A young woman, widowed at 38, had to take care of like 6 children, and she had to reinvent herself and start a business, you know. And back then I was looking at it and saying, I want to empower women to be productive members of their families when I grow up, because I don't want them to struggle. And my father had just died, and there she was trying to just hold the family together by herself and lifting it up and, you know, building this business that she'd never done before. She'd worked with my dad, but she'd never had her own business. So when I looked at that, I was like, you know what, this is what, you know, we are here for here on this earth, to inspire each other, encourage each other, and help each other to, you know, get over those sticking spots that come in our lives. So my mom inspired me in my empowerment of women journey from a very young age. I didn't know what it was going to look like, but it's shaping up by itself. It's almost like it's taken a life of its own, and I'm really, really enjoying it.
That's wonderful, and what a beautiful honor. Great women raise great women.
Amen.
Amen. So in reading your story, because it is that personal, there's a lot of lessons that come from what your mom and who she was, just as being a demonstration to you.
Yes.
What do you want readers to take away from your story?
So sometimes when you're telling your story, you think it's an ordinary story because you've heard it so many times, you've lived it, you know, but it is never ordinary. When somebody else hears your story, it's new to them. And there are always those twists and turns that make it unique. The place was different, the year was different, the month was different, the people were different, and even the things that happened were not exactly the same. So I just want people to take away the fact that, you know, just tell your story. It's going to change your life. Don't keep it to yourself. Just put it out there. Even though it sounds ordinary to you, you'll be amazed what that story will do to another person who's listening to it. So you are not ordinary. Your story is not ordinary.
That's an important message for sure. We all think that we all have that same thought, really.
Yeah.
You know, what's my story? Who am I?
Yes.
Why should I? Why should anybody listen to it?
Yeah.
Your story goes quite in depth. Is there something in terms of the story that you share? Was there a highlight in it? Because you're really setting the stage of, well, what's her story? What's her story?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you
Exactly.
have sort of an overview of what we could expect from it?
So the message that I'm actually putting out there is that women should be productive members of their family throughout their lives. Sometimes they become productive only when something has happened in their lives. So life will come at you at any time. So you just have to be ready. And it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter whether you're living in a village, in a mansion, or whatever. Something might happen that can just shift the whole trajectory of your life. So if you were somebody who was dependent, if you were somebody who was not putting their gifts out there, because we all have dreams and we have desires and we have things that we want to achieve in life. And that's how you should live as a woman every day, going after those dreams, going after those desires, using your creativity, to build businesses, go get an education, do something, improve yourself, be productive in that life, so that when things come at you, you have a firm standing. That is my message.
I
That is
love
my
that.
message.
Now, we know that you're a transformational coach, a social entrepreneur, an international speaker. Tell us more about what it is that you do to help empower women. I know, because I know that you do it both in North America and Africa. So tell us more about that.
So basically, when somebody tells me their story, I just guide them through the story so they can see the golden nuggets that are hidden in that story. Even when it's a bad story, they can change their story. And so we'll be like, okay, how do we get you to where you need to be and take you from this place that you're in here? And sometimes they just need to get from a place that is already very good, but they need to just get higher. So just by talking to them and coaching them, we are transforming their lives so that they can be just bigger and better and more confident. Some people have things in them and they have what it takes, but they're not confident to go out and just build a business or even go back to school. They don't think they can do it. So I help them just build their confidence so that they can be able to do those things. So I do that even when I coach them as individuals or through my courses, or even when I write in the books, I'm always just giving those tips. So that's how I transform the lives of women.
And tell it just because I would love listeners to know this part about you, that you transfer lives all over the world.
Yes.
There's this special giving part of you. Can you share a little bit more about that?
So I have a nonprofit organization. I'm a social entrepreneur, and I have a nonprofit organization called My True Life Purpose, and it just basically helps villagers live better lives. So we go out there, we just look at the issues that they have, and we deal with those issues. Because sometimes we have these big ideas about how we want to help people, but sometimes they just need, the basics. When we get into a village, we look at the basics. So we'll look at whether the children are going to school. Do they have food? Do they have clothing and stuff like that? And we start there. We don't start like doing big things like we're electrifying a whole village when people are hungry or when the children are not going to school. So we start right at the bottom. And I actually have a book that I wrote about it. It's called Destined to Be Happy. Find your purpose and you'll find your rainbow. And this is on Amazon. So I actually have more than 200 pictures of all the things that we've done in these villages, just trying to uplift the lives of people. So we go in there and we just look at what they need, and we start with what they need. So we ask questions, we talk to them. We don't take any cookie cutter programs or anything. We actually ask them, how do you need help? What do you need help with? And when they tell us, we deal with those things. If there are any bigger things that we need to do later, that will come. But initially, we just ask them, what do you need now?
I remember one of our very first conversations that
Yes.
has had a lasting impact on me. You made it so easy to give because it wasn't about the big, oh, let's build schools and buildings and wells. Because you said sometimes you said just that we asked them, what do you need now? And the children would come to you and sometimes they just need sweets.
Yep,
Something as
exactly.
simple as that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Well, if you're listening right now, you can feel and hear that Kate has an amazing big heart, um, and a story that has to be not only read but shared. So, Kate, where can we get a copy of your book and Destined to Be Happy?
So Destined to Be Happy is on Amazon, but the Voices one will be on my website. So I have a hub, katechambati.com, where you can see everything that I'm doing, every book that I'm writing, every course that I'm bringing up. You can just go to katechambati.com. So that's my full name, my last name, and just a .com at the end. And then you just go there and you'll find me there. And I'll be updating everything that I'll be doing. So yeah, that will be my home.
I love it. Well, you are so full of life, and it's so beautiful to know that your mother, who was also so full of life, to be able to have gifted you so many of her great things. It shines in you with the combination of the
Yeah.
two of you. Why don't you leave us with your final words of wisdom?
So a story not told is an opportunity lost, an opportunity to give hope, an opportunity to inspire, to encourage, and to change your life. So just tell your story. It changes you, it changes the people around you. Just tell it. There's somebody that is waiting for your story. Tell it.
Just tell your story.
Yes.
Beautiful, Kate. So powerful. Thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, just
You're
thank you
welcome.
for your big heart. And thank you for stepping into a role in your life where you you're just continually giving all those children's lives that you've touched over the years with simple things to make their day better. That's a
Mm-hmm.
gift that you bring it into North America and help others do the exact same thing and to let them know, just tell your story. It makes a
Yes.
difference. Ah,
Yes.
you're the best.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, Kate. Well, so thanks again. Thanks for sharing your time, and thanks for sharing your love with us. The world needs it more than ever
Thank you.
today. So thank you so much. And I want to thank our listeners for joining us today. And please make sure you order the copy of your book and think about somebody else that you could also gift this book to. Wow, it'd be a beautiful gift of love to them. And we will look forward to connecting with you again on the next Author Spotlight show. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, Gail.